Hey y'all, today I have a 3-foot barn fan, floor fan that has been gathering hay since we've been cleaning out the barn alley, and today I've had enough and we're going to pull the cage apart and try to get that fan cleaned out so that way we can prevent further damage to the fan, and also it'll just look a little bit better so I won't want to pull my hair out every time I see it in the barn. Earlier my buggy went out, and so my place is kind of decent size, and you'll see me having to lug this fan all the way from my horse barn down up to our shop where we keep all of our tools, and the air compressor where I know I'm going to want to use it to clean it out. And so you see me in the video, I'm wheeling it all the way up to my house. It took a good probably 2 to 3 minutes just getting it moved up there. This morning I'm double dipping. I've got a couple of horses waiting for later. First things first, my husband has this handy socket wrench set that I knew had all the different heads that I might need. You can't see, I should have done a zoom up. It has a hex head. So the fan gives you 2 options to take the cage off. It has a hex head. It also has a Phillips head where you can undo those. So here I'm trying to find what size is going to actually fit my fan. I finally found one. I put it on my socket wrench. So what's really nice about using a socket wrench is that it can help me righty-tighty, lefty-loosey it. And you'll see in the video I'm trying to double check that it's going to work the correct way. Once I find the right way, then I start trying to take them apart. What you can't tell in the video is that the cage is sandwiched between 2 washers. So as I'm doing this, the washers I'm trying to gather them up. I've got a little dish to put them in. Some of them did fall inside where that hay is. So when I got to the cleaning part, I made sure to get them out and save them so I can put them back on. I didn't plan for it to happen, but I ended up leaving the top screw on, which worked out great because it kind of held my cage in place, and I felt like it helped me when I went to put it back together at the end not be so tricky to get centered. And the air compressor can do so much, but I ended up just having to do some elbow grease and use a horse brush to break that dust loose so that way the bottom of the fan looked better. Okay, so here when I felt like I got a decent enough clean on the inside, I had to put the cage back on. When I went to put the cage back on, I thought I'm going to treat this like a tire and kind of work at diagonals on the cage. So since I had that top one, I went kind of bottom opposite of it. And then I also had a feeling, because I've kind of done something similar, to not completely tighten down the screws back in because the fan cage has a little bit of room for adjustment. And later, sure enough, I needed that adjustment because I had to kind of shift it a little bit to get it to the holes all to line back up so I could reattach the cage back on. And then here I go around. Now, one thing that I did not expect was, remember the screws are sandwiched between the washers that hold the cage on, and a couple of times the washer fell inside the cage, and I already had some of them reattached back, and then this time, this pesky washer, I could not get it out. And I sat there and probably fidgeted with it for about 3 minutes just trying to tilt the fan so I could reach underneath there and get the washer out. Eventually I did get it out, and so we were able to put everything back together the way that I found it, which is always one of my things. I know this might seem like a small task to some of you guys, but honestly, I had doubt doing this whole project of like, okay, I'm going to take this cage off. Can I get it put back on? Am I going to break something? Is something not going to, go back the way it's supposed to go back? And I'm really proud that I went ahead and just got this done and gave it a go. Because at the end, I did get it cleaned up and it looks a lot better for my barn now. And also, I feel like the blades are going to move more effectively because it doesn't have the stuff in the bottom. So just for good measure, before I drag it all the way back down to the barn, I wanted to plug it in, make sure everything is still rolling. So when I was getting the washer, I didn't tear up anything. Thankfully, it still worked fabulous. And just like every day in the ranch world, nothing goes as planned. So as I was wheeling it down to the barn, you'll see me just get part way because my son woke up and he needed something. So I had to take a break from that for a second. And then as I kept wheeling it down, of course, one of the wheels broke off because the plastic on it's a little old. I mean, this is an older fan. So stay tuned for next time when we fix the tire, and I'll share with you how we shop for those and how we're going to fix and reinstall a new wheel.